Hi guys, Jim Bounds at Motorhome Rehab Ranch, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about insurance, the I word. Ooh, when everybody brings up insurance, it's man, what kind of insurance can you have on a 50-year-old machine? I mean, what kind of insurance could there be? Insurance is based, regular insurance, full coverage, okay? Full coverage is based on the value of your car, your new car, your 4-year-old car, your 10-year-old car. And as it gets older, the value decreases until they're worth about a chicken coop. So at that point, usually you'll just go get a PIP and liability policy because it would not, I mean, if your motorhome, if you get a full coverage policy and it gets hammered, they're going to want to give you about $6,000. You said, wait a minute, I just paid $22,000 and I just put $8,000 in. Full coverage policy insurance is based on the value of the vehicle, the value of the manufacturer of the vehicle, what it's worth from the original manufacturer, not how it's been maintained. Well, they have a little, I mean, it's in poor condition or good condition. But even a good condition 50-year-old vehicle is worth basically nothing. The value of that vehicle is in what has been done to it since it was manufactured, not original integrity. So full coverage policy does nothing for you. Okay. Now, what kind of insurance is available? Okay. You want to insure what has been done to the vehicle since it was manufactured. Now, there's two basic policies. There's a stated value. Okay. On a stated value policy, your local State Farm agent can usually do a stated value policy. The problem with a stated value policy is, though, when it gets hammered, they're going to come to you wanting to give you $6,000. Then you have to start proving to them. You sit across the tables. Well, I have this amount of wheels and that and this and that. So then you negotiate. Well, whenever you have to negotiate, there's going to be bad feelings, and it's never going to be fair. I mean, it's just, what can I tell you? What you need is what's called an agreed value policy. Kind of like, like Haggerty, okay? Haggerty gets an appraisal, and then they base your insurance premium on that appraisal. So, well, there you go. I've got this money in the motorhome, and I've got all this money I paid for it, and all this stuff is done. It's beautiful. I should get an agreed value policy through Haggerty. Haggerty says, well, it has to be garage kept. It can be only used to go to car shows or go to maintenance. And we all know that we're going to take a motorhome and we're going to drive that thing. So Haggerty or that type of agreed value insurance is not available for us. They're not interested, you know. So what do you do? All right, think about this. If you own a ship, okay, so there is insurance for a ship, but your local State Farm agent does not insure ships. You would have to go to a specialty insurance company that sells insurance for ships. Okay. Now it might be a State Farm, another leg of State Farm. It might be Progressive. It might be the insurance name that you're familiar with, but your local State Farm agent does not sell that product. Okay. They sell what? The local stuff. Like if they're near a high school, they'll sell a lot of high school insurance for kids and things. If they're in a retired community, they'll sell that kind of insurance. Your local State Farm agent. Okay. They may have an agreed value policy available to you. Okay. Chances are they don't. So what do? You go to a company that is designed for RVs, for insurance on RVs, for agreed value policy on RVs, just like for boats or airplanes or whatever, right? And there are a few scattered around, and this is not an advertising or commercial message for anybody in particular, okay? But Miller Insurance in Oswego, Oregon, is devoted to motorhomes basically, or specialty things. They carry the specialty products, the agreed value products that you need. They can insure your motorhome with an agreed value policy. Maybe your other agent, but you want to ask them for an agreed value policy, not a stated value, an agreed value. Usually the way it's done for any kind of agreed, say you have a flintlock gun, a rifle, you would call an appraiser. Usually you charge $500. That's a speed bump to make sure you're real serious about getting an appraisal. Okay, family heirloom, if it gets, you want insurance. So you get an appraiser to give a stated appraisal of your gun or your motorhome, and then the agreed value insurance agency will base your insurance on that appraisal and base your premiums on that appraisal. Right? You use a bonded appraiser or an accepted professional in the industry of whatever it is. The GMC specialty stores, shops here in the United States, I still write appraisals. Applied writes appraisals. Jeff Serum writes appraisals. You can get an appraisal on your motorhome to be able to qualify to get an agreed value insurance policy. You may be surprised because an agreed value policy may not be as expensive as that full pallet insurance policy, because they may jack the price up of that, trying to recoup what might happen if that thing takes a dump. I don't know. But the correct insurance policy to get is an agreed value policy. Okay. If you need an appraisal on your coach, give me a call. If you can also, like I said, call any recognized professional in the industry, okay, or a appraisal firm. But you need to get an agreed value policy. If you have a standard policy, you are not covered. If your coach you just bought it and it has very little value, I mean, it's a core. As soon as you get it to a point that it has $10,000-$15,000 worth of work in it, you need to get an agreed value policy, because that's what's going to protect you if something happens to it. Right? I hope this is helpful to you. If you have questions about it or you need an appraisal, give me a call. If you do have other questions, please comment to me. I would love to cover it. If you have a specific thing that you had done with your insurance, I'd love to pass that on. Okay. Well, look, thank you very much. This will go into the database. So if anybody else that you meet gets a GMC and they ask about insurance, well, you tell them about the database and you come here and you can learn more about insurance for a vintage 50-year-old GMC motorhome. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.